Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the commodities update video. And today we'll be looking at support and resistance levels for natural gas, UNG, oil, silver, gold, as well as the US dollar. And we'll be looking at what's the most likely scenario price will be heading into later next week. All right, let's get started on natural gas. And I have a free Discord link in my YouTube bio. Make sure to come check it out if you want. Come hang out, talk about stocks, and let's take a look at natural gas. So natural gas on the 4-hour time frame is still tightening up. So I think I talked about it on Thursday or Wednesday. As long as this range is still tightening up, we will likely get a bull break or a bear break very soon out of this range. And we know if we get a bull break, then this could potentially be the temporary bottom if we set some trend changes to the upside. At this moment, we still cannot get over the 12 EMA resistance, which is this teal looking line. You type in exponential moving average on an indicator and type 12. And you'll get this line as well. So you can see resistance, resistance, resistance. Try to get over it. Still couldn't close above it. Resistance and back under it as well. Resistance over here. And so there's a couple of steps that we want to see from the bulls is that we want to see a hourly trend change back to the bulls. And we have not done it yet. We had a big enough bounce. And this should have been where bulls tried that hourly trend change and break above the prior high to get the hourly uptrend. But we pretty much gave it all back. And the only thing that we can say that's good for the bulls is that we did not break this prior low. There is still a sliver of hope, but we pretty much retraced probably 90% of that move. So the next move is going to favor the bears a little bit more for the downside. But as long as we're still trading in this range, low of the bottom of this range is at 2.76. And the top of this range is at 0.87. As long as this range is still intact, this equilibrium is going to continue until we break out of this range. We zoom out to the daily chart, and you can see very indecision. So that's why it's tightening up. You can see the candle pretty much just closes in the middle every day, and we don't have try the top, no follow through, goes to the bottom, no follow through. Same thing for the last 3 days. So it's just very indecision at this price point at this moment. It's pretty much buyers and sellers saying that they don't know which way it should be going. Sellers are saying they want it lower, and buyers are saying they don't want this lower. So it's pretty much just, yeah. Now supply and demand is equal, and we'll see once that scale tilts, and if supply ends up outweighing demand, then we'll go lower. If demand ends up outweighing supply, we will break out of this range to the upside. And when we do that, I want to see an hourly uptrend confirm for more possible continuation of the upside. That's the very first bit I want to see from the bulls. And for you bears, you guys are in absolute full control. So as long as this range breaks bear, you guys are perfectly fine. And every trend is currently in guys' favor. Daily downtrend, weekly downtrends, and 4-hour downtrends. So let's see if the bulls can show up on their hourly uptrend and get back at least the very first step to their favor and go from there. If not, then bears would need to break 2.76 to go lower. And is there any divergence? Nope, not much of a divergence at this moment for RSI. Our slightly divergence, we hit a lower low. This is pretty much a new low with zero follow through. That's why we got this big candle there, but we still didn't break above the prior pivots, so it didn't really go anywhere for the bulls. We are getting a little bit of divergence on the 4-hour, just a slight bit. Price went a little bit lower. RSI is still higher than this prior low. That doesn't mean we're just going to go higher for sure, but it's a little tiny clue that that's all that favors the bull. That's about it. And yeah, as long as the tiny range stays intact, we know where it's going to be trading. And let's see if it can break very, very soon, probably Monday. Getting pretty much close to the end of the range, tiny range. All right, let's take a look at UNG. So UNG is very similar. 4-hour EMA 12, resistance, 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 rejected again on Friday. And same thing, this range right here, low is pretty much around 5.43. And the high is around 5.65. So as long as this range stays intact, we'll know where it's going to be trading until it breaks out of it. Yeah, similar price action. And 4-hour, also a slight divergence. You can see RSI is making a higher low each time as it goes up, while price is going sideways. So Slight divergence, and yeah, not much going on to be honest until bulls gave me the hourly uptrend. We are oversold on the RSI on the daily, but oversold can stay oversold, as we have seen here in history, where oversold stays oversold for 2 months, right? So we don't want to just be blindly getting in just because it's oversold. And you could get lucky here, right? Oversold, and next thing you know, we ripped. But if you get something like this, you bought right there at the very first oversold, which was at all the way up here. And stayed oversold for 2 months. And let's see how much it dropped from over here all the way to here. That's a 50% drop. So yeah, which is pretty significant for anyone. I hope nobody takes a 50% loss on their account. But so that's why you set your stop losses. Anyways, so the idea is that oversold can stay oversold. It doesn't mean we're going to go straight down like that. There will always be bounces along the way, as long as the trend's intact, just like this daily downtrend, right? Bounces, continuation of the daily downtrend. And just over here, bounces, continuation, bounces, continuation. And you might get a bounce soon, but doesn't mean that is the bottom. A temporary bottom, kind of like this. We're still temporary bounce, and who knows after that. So we need to see some change. If we get a big bounce, right, and we start changing the trend back to daily uptrends, then we may start favoring a longer term bottom for the bulls. At this moment, no signs of that yet. Still the very first step. We're talking about this hourly uptrend. If not, bulls aren't going anywhere. And of course, we need to break it out this tiny range. Same thing with Natgas. All right, let's take a look at gold. So gold broke out, pretty much now testing 52 highs right there. I talked about where this 2043, if we break out of that, we are going to test the 52 high. And pretty much we are testing that right now. So the only resistance I would be looking at is pretty much this all-time highs 2080 level. If we get over this one, which we're slightly above this one at this moment, so we may have more fuel to run in on Monday. So let's see, get bulls keep on continuing. We are slightly overbought on the RSI, but overbought can also stay overbought, just like we had over here. And we can make a new high as well. So let's see if it continues. This momentum is definitely a lot stronger than some of the past momentums we've seen. So, and because the dollar is inversely correlated to gold and silver and all the other metals, we've seen continued weakness in the dollar. Daily downtrend stays intact and no fake outs. Never got over the 12 EMA. Rejected here multiple times. And it's still going down at this moment. Big drop, bounce. This is a lower high. Daily downtrend continues. Bounce continues. Daily downtrend, lower high, continues. Bounce, lower high, and continues. And also rejected from 12 EMA again. So we did bounce off of this support at the daily oversold RSI. But we rejected from EMA 12. So we're likely going to come down to test this 103.072 again, as well as this low again. Say we come down, form a double bottom, bounces, then maybe this would be a temporary bottom. But as of now, daily downtrend is intact and still rejection from 12 EMA. So as long as those two keeps on getting rejected, traders are in control. So yeah, no signs of fake outs here. But let's take a look. Did we confirm an hourly uptrend here? So we did. So we had a small hourly uptrend come from here, and then rejection from 12 EMA. And now we're just testing the prior bounce. So if we break below that, we drop. This is a pivot being set now. So if we break below Friday's low, that's an hourly downtrend back to the bears. And then we're probably going to come down to test this low. Higher 52 low over here. And if that continues, that breaks, then we're going to go ahead lower to test this downtrending maroon looking support, which was prior resistance. Going to act as support over here if we do come down to that level. Yeah, so definitely favoring the metal bulls as long as dollar keeps weakening. Stock market likes it, and the metal bulls also like it. Silver definitely likes it. So, all right, silver is breaking out as well. We broke above this $25 range, which is this resistance, and we've broken above it. So now we're testing right at this 52 high structure resistance. You can see this blue line as well. That just means that this is a volume profile. It just means that the volume is trading in this area is at this blue line. You can see that's a very volume value area high. That just means that this is high of the range of this volume. And those who sometimes act as resistance or under it. The basic idea of this is just supply and demand. More volume in one area is going to be more supply overhead, right? And we're pretty much right there. So if we do break above here, 25.48, we're looking up at 25.9, top of this range. Let's see if silver bulls continue. Momentum is extremely strong, and no signs of slowdown yet. Closed pretty much at the high of his day. So if we had more time, probably it would continue higher. And just a nice slow grind up, no fake outs. Every pivot is a higher low. It means higher than the prior pivot. As long as the higher low pivot continues, trend intact, silver would continue to head higher. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you guys made this far or learned anything. And I'll see you guys probably Monday or tomorrow. I'll see if I have time to record the stock market update video. But make sure to check the previous stock market video out where I talked about if market does not break QQQ 12 EMA, then we're probably going to bounce from there and grind higher. So which is pretty much what happened on Friday. And yeah, have a great rest of you guys' weekend. I'll see you guys sometime.